This is hands down one of the coolest things I've ever done. If you're following me on Twitter, which you should be unless you hate puppies, disclaimer, my Twitter has nothing to do with puppies, I'm just using that to manipulate you. You already know that I was inspired earlier this week by a video by one of those big YouTube tech channels. This video involved making a DIY test bench out of an old PC case and some scrap wood. Since I've been doing a lot more benchmarking and testing of various hardware, I figured making my own DIY test bench would be worthwhile since it's both free and it would look pretty sweet, especially compared to all the cardboard boxes I normally use to rest my hardware. Now obviously for starters, I would need an old case. Well, if you've been watching my videos so far, you know that last week I posted a video about fixing my brother's gaming PC, link in the info box above if you haven't seen it already, and in that video we discovered his case was starting to go bad. So since he wanted a new case anyway, I set up my workshop and got straight to business. Alright guys, sorry for the bad audio and video quality, I'm using my phone here, but these are the materials I'm going to be using. I'm going to start out by finding out which bit works best for de-riveting these pop rivets that hold the case together. I'm just going to try to disconnect everything that I don't need. Mainly what I'm going to be keeping is this back section right here with the IO shield and the different PCI brackets right here, and this main motherboard area. And what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to resize this piece of wood as the base. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to be removing this front part of the case. Again, just removing everything that I don't need. And the tools that I'm going to be using are this drill, again right here, the different drill bits. I have a circular saw for resizing the wood. And I'm going to be using a Dremel for cutting out the metal. And unfortunately, I don't have any sort of tripod for my phone or anything, and my camera's not here right now. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be cutting from just endpoint to endpoint because I don't have a tripod, unfortunately, and for the sake of the length of this video, hopefully that'll be enough. So, alright, I'll get right back to you guys when I've done those few things. Also, I forgot to mention that I'll be using these spare 2x2s that I have from a just house project that I did, and I'm going to be using them to create the legs for the test bench. And as you can see right here, I just pulled out the front. I'm just going to unwire this, pull out this drive tray, and I'll get to cutting. Alright, so at this point I've pretty much taken most of the stuff. There's just one more fan thing that I need to pull out there, fan bracket. And I just wanted to point out that I was able to take this out pretty easily. This is the hard drive cage, and here's a fan filter that was at the front of the case, so you can see right here. I'm just going to pop out these rivets with the drill bit, and I'll give you an example of one of those. I just wanted to point out that if you do this for yourself, maybe hold on to something like this or this hard drive cage. You might be able to use it in your end product to kind of snazz out your case, make it a little custom, a little more unique to your own needs. So, alright, I'll get back to you once I'm done drilling out all the rivets. Alright, well, I'm slowly losing daylight, but as you can see, I'm at the bare minimum of the case now. Literally all I have to do is, what I did was measure here. I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to measure my piece of wood for the base. And I've actually decided to keep this. I think it's kind of a cool addition. I'll probably use it to hold the fan for whenever I'm using my test bench. Alright, so here's pretty much the finished product up until the point where I assemble it all together into the actual bench. I just used the Dremel to cut all the way up to here. It took me a few of these. I don't know if I was using it right, but I got it pretty much done, and I'm going to be drilling holes so that I can screw this top part onto the wooden pegs. And I'll skip that part because it's just woodwork, but let's get to the assembly. After I was done with the slicing and dicing of the case and wood scraps, I went straight into the assembly. I pre-drilled the platform, pillars, and feet to make sure I lined them all correctly, and after threading the screw into the feet, I lined up the remaining parts and tightened them with my driver. Having this tool is optional, but if you want to attempt this yourself, I just use this to speed up the process. Finally, I drilled holes into the motherboard tray and put screws into the 4 supports to complete the assembly of my new test bench. This is by no means the end of my development of the test bench, since I also want to mount the power and reset buttons, as well as the additional inputs I grabbed from the old case to avoid the need to jumpstart the test bench, as well as provide additional ease of use to the case. Also, because of my lack of precision during the installation of the motherboard tray, I realized that I need to cut a few sections out of the wood towards the side of the test bench so that the motherboard tray would lay flat, since as it stands now, the metal is a bit warped. which can make installing motherboards and PCI Express hardware a bit tricky. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and stain the wood that I used for the 4 legs and supports, as well as spray paint the motherboard tray white for some custom flair. So stay tuned to the channel for that update video in the next week or so. Also, if you'd like to see this case in action, I'll be posting another video in the next few weeks testing out the gaming performance of my brother's old PC. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this project, and give me a like if you'd enjoyed it, or if you're considering building one on your own. Also, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and follow me on Twitter for the latest channel news, as well as new video ideas and sneak peek pictures like the one I had for this video. I'm Lee from comptv. For those of you loyal enough to stay after the credits of this video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of this power supply that I'm going to be using for the Gladiator build. If you don't know what the Gladiator build is, just check my other videos. My last video has a trailer at the end of it, and that video is going to be the one coming out next. Alright, so this is my first semi-modular power supply. This is the EVGA. I was going to unbox this in the video, but I thought it'd be a good idea to do for those of you who stick around. Ooh, sleeves cables. Thank you, EVGA. I mean, this isn't sponsored, but I'm really glad that they did the cable sleeve this way. I'm guessing since it's semi-modular, even though most of these are sleeved, the actual one will be ketchup and mustard. User manual comes standard with anything you buy. Ooh, some Velcro straps. Some cable management Velcro straps. And the moment we've been waiting for. Ooh. That's pretty. Now this is the nicest power supply I've ever owned. Here's the back. This is where you can plug in everything. And thankfully I stand corrected. The main 24 pin is not ketchup and mustard. It is also sleeved black. And of course the power cable that I actually have tons of. Oh, and it comes with the self-tester. So this comes with the pre-bridged black and green connector so that you can jump start the motherboard without having a case switch, which would be handy. Obviously it comes with the screws too. Wow, that's great. Thanks for sticking around. See you soon.